The chickens like to hang around next to the horses because the horses stir up grasshoppers when they take steps. And so they've learned to walk around them and snatch any bugs. See? They snatch the bugs as the horses walk around. Things like Japanese beetles and horseflies and Japanese beetles, you know, basically. Main thing they're eating. Occasional grasshopper. But see, they're very intelligent the way they just stay with the horse and watch where he goes and all. These aren't boy horses, they're girl horses. But I think that's pretty smart. Same thing's happening over there with the other horse. But it's pretty smart of them to know to walk around with the horses and look for bugs. They're awful smart. Here's some Malanga some Eddos I'm growing in containers. As you can see, they do really well in containers. There's my great okra, Stewarts Zeebest. You can see all the beautiful blooms on it. It's chock full of okra. I gotta pick it again. Pick it again. See that? It's ready to be picked again. The whole thing. It's a lot of work. You gotta walk through it and you gotta find every one of them and pick them off. And the best thing to pick okra with is not a knife. It is a pair of good scissors. The kind of scissors that chefs use are really good. And you can see this okra is already over 6 foot tall. It's very productive. It's Stewarts Zeebest. And there's the flowers, which bloom in the mornings. And you can see there's a honeybee going in to pollinate that one. But anyway, the update on the okra. It's really doing well. I put some milky spore in the ground because I have a Japanese beetle, and I think they are supposed to disappear when their bacteria is in the ground. So I'm going to give it a try because I've sure got a lot of them this year. I didn't have any, and they were totally not here for decades, and then now this year and last year I've got them. So I don't want to see them next year. There's too many of them. They seem to put little holes in the leaves, and I don't like that. And I don't believe in pesticides. I know that they are horrible. Don't use them. So milky spore is a natural thing. It's a bacteria that only attacks the Japanese beetle when it's in the ground. So if they're unable to reproduce, they will not be able to be a problem next year. That's my plan. You put the bacteria in the ground at the right time of the year, which will be right about now when they're starting to lay their eggs, and it gets eaten by the larvae, and they get a milky color to them, and they die, and they make more bacteria by doing that, and it spreads in the soil. It really works. People all swear by it. So I'll know for sure by next year. There's my puppy. You're both my puppies, huh? This is Burgess triple crop tomato, which I grow every year. Also known as the Italian climbing tomato and also known as the tree tomato. It makes a big, huge tomato. This is it. But the top never looks very nice. But the entire tomato is delicious. and you can see how productive it is. But see, these tomatoes come in all shapes. They're an old variety, and I just put them on the fence on this kennel here, and I let them grow on it. The kennel's whole purpose is to keep the chickens from eating my container garden. And this is my container garden area. I have to open it up, go inside. There's where I raise tiger nuts in these pots, and you can see the tomatoes in here. And these are walking onions. They didn't do well this year. Strawberries. Oh, there's a Venus flytrap right there, waiting to catch something. Hey, Venus flytrap, you gonna catch you something this day? There's a wide open trap waiting. Venus flytraps, they need distilled water or rainwater. You can't water them with regular water. And they need to be in a soil that's so acidic that other plants can't grow in it, which I'm using pure peat moss. And you need to soak the peat moss for a long time and squeeze it out and get rid of all the nutrients in it before you put the Venus flytraps in. Then they just start growing and blooming and spreading, but only there. And I've been told that they're no longer found in the wild. They've died off from all the droughts and development and harvesting. They're gone. But they've made all kinds of new varieties of Venus flytraps in greenhouses, so you can get just about any kind of Venus flytrap you can imagine. Different colors, different size pads. They're very interesting. You don't want to touch a Venus flytrap's trap and make it shut, because it uses a lot of energy to do that. You want to leave it alone and don't touch it. And you don't want to feed them either. They catch their own food just fine. You can overfeed them very easily, just like you can over-fertilize a plant. They really don't need anything but what they catch, and they do a good job of that. You see this one here, it's already shut so I can touch it, but that one's already caught something. Don't know what it is, but it's caught something, and that'll be enough to feed the plant for a long time. If you do feed your plant, they will turn brown and wither away and die and get burned. Now this is collected rainwater, and I'm going to have to leave it alone because there's tree frog eggs already in it, and they're eating on that horsefly. And I've already got little tree frog babies, the little black things you see. So there won't be any mosquitoes in this at all. I'm going to put a little duckweed in there for them to eat. Well, no, they don't eat the duckweed. I'm going to put it in there just so that when they get older they can climb on it. It might keep them cooler too. This is duckweed. Right here. See, here we've got mosquito larvae, because there's no tree frog in here. So I can hope that tree frogs get in here, or I can go transport some of the eggs over to here, which is what I will do. In the meantime, I'm going to put a little bit of duckweed in there, and a little bit of duckweed in this other one. But yes, I have to transport some tree frogs because they eat the mosquito larvae. There's your tree frogs, and that's why there's no mosquito larvae in here. So everything's going to be alright.